Hey guys, I thought I'd hop on here right quick before I went to bed. I'm tired and just ready to go to bed. Um, I got a few questions in an email. I thought I'd answer right fast. Before I do, before I forget, y'all remember that tomorrow is the new moon. So be thinking about what spells you'd like to put out there. It's a time for bringing things in. Um, I like to call it the granny moon days, where you can wish for things when on the waning you get rid of. Okay. Do you have to have all the elements on your altar when you're doing spells or whatever? Okay. Well, now this is going to come down to belief, the way people practice. Um, Wiccans may say something different. Um, my personal opinion is you actually have all the elements there and you're just not realizing it. I always have a candle lit. For one, I just love candles, and I enjoy burning them. I love the scent. They relax me. As I've said before, I guess they kind of get me in the mood. um, Helps me concentrate. So I always have a candle, which that right there, would be your representation for fire, to the south. Okay. Um, Now there's times that I'll put out, depending on what I'm doing. If you're uh, saying thank you to your deity, um, or doing something special for your deity, um, then the liquid um, that you put out may be, I don't know, some people put out liquor. Even I know people that give beer when they're honoring Lucifer. Um, as we know, all that has water in it. It's the element, of water represented right there, um, for the West. Okay. Now, and some people may disagree with me, but I'm very an earthbound witch, and I'm completely all natural when it comes to my thinking, my thought processes. Um, in all honesty, your body has all the elements. Am I correct? Yes. You yourself are a living, breathing element. Um, I mean, what are our bodies? 70% water or liquid of some sort. Uh, we're made supposedly from dirt, from dust. Um, you know what I'm trying to get at. So for your element on earth, usually, we're sitting at our altars and we're grounded most of the time. I have a bad habit of crossing my legs underneath me when I sit down. So a lot of times my feet are up underneath me, as they are right now. But you can put your feet down on the ground. There's your, you know, there's your earth element, which would be your north. Sorry, I ate dinner a little bit ago, late to my ad, but anyway. Um, and then your very breath that you breathe. There's your air element. There's your east. Um, some people like to get more extravagant, however you want to put it, and actually use their candle for the south. They'll put out a bowl of purified water, for the west. And for the north, I have used graveyard dirt for the north. Um, something to symbolize that. Uh, I've known people put little plants sitting there. Um, and then for your air element, which is your east, then usually that's an incense of some sort. If you're whatever you're burning as an incense, which I always have that going. It just all depends on how you would like to do your practice, how extravagant you want to be. You can do anything for that matter. But this is what we talk about when we say that you don't have to have all this stuff on your altar to do your spell or to do your ritual or whatever you're doing at your altar. You do not have to have this sitting here to the north, south, east, west on your altar, because all that's inside of you. And if you were out in the like say in your backyard, you're not going to carry all that stuff out there, are you? No. Or some witches, including myself, if we can find a nice place outside, and that's secluded, private, we like doing our stuff outside. I mean, that's just the way it is. And you don't want to carry all that stuff with you. So really, you have it all in here. You see what I'm saying? Some people could say, well, what about the element of fire? Okay, well, what about your soul? When you consider that to be the fire that burns inside of you, that does not extinguish even after this body dies. It's always burning. It's like an eternal flame. And there's your pun. So no, you don't have to have all that. Most of us do, I think, just out of habit and just from the old ways. But no, you don't have to do it if you don't have it or if you don't want to. And there's all different kinds of representations other than your physical being. Um, Earth, and I've done plenty of videos on all that though. So yeah, you don't have to do all that. Um, and the length of the ritual, does it matter? Well, no. The way I look at it and how I do it is whatever I'm doing in there. If I'm casting a spell, if I'm just doing some sort of ritual, if I'm honoring my god, my goddess, I just do it until I feel good about it, until I feel that it's put out there correctly, and the universe has received it. However long that may take. That's up for you to decide. I mean, you'll know if it's out there or not, or when you feel um, that it's done and it's done right. Now, I'm not saying that you can't spend more time there. I love spending time at my altar. Um, it puts me at so much ease. I mean, I just cannot. Well, I'm sure that most of you as witches know that it just puts you at so much ease. You feel at one with your goddess, and especially when you can feel her presence or his or whoever you're talking to. Um, it, I don't know. For me, all my troubles that I'm facing on this realm just melt away, if not just for a little while. I get a break from all that. So I may, even after I've gotten done what I intended, to do when I went in there, I may sit around and just enjoy the serenity for a while. I may go ahead and just and talk to Hecate, and then there's times that I'm like tonight, I'm so tired, so sleepy, um, that I actually go in there, get it done, and I feel kind of bad because I don't feel like I spent the time that I needed to with her. Um, Here lately, I have not gone to my altar a lot. There's just been a lot going on in my life, and well, y'all don't want to hear about all that, but just a lot's been going on, and I don't. Um, I won't say I don't have time to think about spells and all that because I'm always thinking on that level, but um, just so many other things are taking precedence right now that are um, pretty much need to be dealt with. So I'm planning a ritual for, I'd say, probably Monday night. I usually wait till the day after, even when it's the full moon, mainly because and I'm one of those witches, honestly, guys, that is truly affected by the moon phases. Um, if somebody put me, in a house with all the windows boarded up, and I didn't know if it's night or day outside, what day it was, or of the month or the week, I bet you I could still tell you when it was about to be or it was a new moon or a full moon, just by the way my body acts towards it. Now I don't know if that's all natural or if that's just that I have been conditioned for all these years to just feel it. But you know, the old adage saying, the moon rules the tides. When and our body being most water, there's a tide in there. It's a hell of a metaphor to use, but if you think about it long enough, you'll understand what I'm trying to get at. Emotions can be described as tides. You know how they ebb and flow, and rise and fall. You know, it is just so amazing. And when you become an experienced witch and your body is used to when I don't know how to put that, you guys. When you first start out learning to be a witch, this is why I told y'all in the very beginning, you've got to get in tune with this earth. You are this earth. You are part of this earth. You're a living, breathing, conscious part of this earth. And most people in their everyday lives, they're too busy, blah, 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 and running around and making money and, doing the everyday things that everybody has to do to get through in this world. That they don't stop and think about it. Um, but when you become a witch, you will. It's not something that you will have to take time out of your day um, to sit and contemplate. It will just happen. And this is why a lot of witches are tired a lot. um, we take on a lot of energies other than our own, and our own energies. Um, Most of the time, pretty raging, should I say. Um, but we do wear down, you know. Hi, Lady Blind Wolf. We do wear down. So this is when you have to recharge. This is when you cleanse and recharge. Um, but yeah, but you'll know. You'll just know. That's why, and I don't know how else to put it. Um, I was talking to a young witch on Facebook tonight. She was messaging me, and she's like, "How do I know I'm a witch? And what? How do I know if I'm a witch?" And I was like, "Well, you will know. There's no. Uh, you'll just know. I don't know how else to say it. You're just gonna know." Now, the ones that are not what I call natural born witches, or naturally, oh, I don't know how to put that. The ones that have to work harder to become a witch. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how else to put it. Some people believe in ancestral witches, that you're just born with it, and then some people are what is called, they acquire it. They learn it. It's a practice, and that's what they do. Um, as I've told y'all many times before, I think it was just born into me, because I have been doing it since I can remember. I mean, at 4 years old, and I'm talking to trees, and having my doll do spells, or putting a spell on my dolls, my Barbie dolls, and yeah. And I wasn't raised around any of that. That all came out of me. I didn't watch movies that pertain to that sort of thing, because my family just didn't watch them kind of movies. In fact, they hardly ever watched a scary one until I was about half grown. Oh yeah. Well, I even asked my mother, you know, I said, Mama, because her side is Cherokee Indian. So, maybe I'm thinking that I got uh some of that from the Indian heritage, because the Indians were and are very earth conscientious, and you know they pretty much think just like what we call ourselves as witches do. But I've got Cherokee on her side, and Crow on my dad's, so maybe that is where I got it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I know I've been this way my entire life. I don't ever remember thinking anything different. I remember when I was a little girl, everything was alive to me. I wasn't raised around any of the Indians. I wasn't even raised around my family, to be honest. I was raised in a girls' home. And so family influence had nothing to do with it. It's just how I was. And a lot of people thought I, was goofy, and I got taken to psychiatrists, and they're like, this little girl talks to trees. Yeah, well. And of course, this is back in what, 19, I don't know, 71. You know, the witch craze, sure, it wasn't what it is now. It still wasn't talked about. I mean, I guess in the hippie movement, but they still weren't considered witches. They were just hippies. But I don't know. I don't know, but I love being a witch. I love uh, the knowing, but then also sometimes it's a real pain in the butt because especially when that's another thing when you're first starting out, you're like you're wanting these powers and these in the knowledge, but then when things starts hitting the fans, yeah, your body wears out, your mind, you may get headaches. I mean, all the energy, our human bodies, the way it's set up right now, it's not set up for these kind of energies, and that's why you have to condition it, just like you would if you, like I've said before, if you were going to be a weightlifter, and you wanted to do that professionally, well, you're not going to just go out and automatically think you can lift 200 pounds. You're going to work yourself up to it. That's why I said at the first videos that I was making to the new witches, you know, don't go out there and try to pull off this big, huge spell right off the bat. And a lot of them do that. A lot of them think, well, they wake up one morning and they say, "Oh, I'm going to be a witch today. Today's the day I become a witch." And so they cast a spell they read or heard of, or somebody's given to them, and nothing happens. Well, they're going to do one of three things. Either they're going to turn around and say, "Well, witchcraft isn't real. It doesn't. It just don't exist. I tried it don't work." Or they're going to work harder at it to, figure out where they needed to start, maybe regroup, back up, and, you know, but the third thing is they'll just, play around with it and not be serious about it, and they'll end up, it, it's not something to play with. It's a practice and it's true. And even if you're just joking around, the ones that like to make fun of witches, "Oh, well, she's crazy. That ain't going to happen, blah, blah, blah," you know, um, and say you mock her and say, "Well, I wish this goddess would do this," and, whatever. And you're being facetious and hateful about it. And, it's not our fault what might happen because the goddesses and the gods don't like that either. And that's why I also say witchcraft is not for everybody. You have to believe in it. You have to strive for it. You have to work for it. You have to live it every day, every second of your life. You are a witch, and as you get older, and at first you're going to have to work at it. You know, you may have to set aside a couple hours a day that you, um, I don't know, read your books, study, watch videos, talk to other witches, whatever you need to do to gain knowledge. It will get easier. You may have to do that for a couple of years. This isn't something that happens overnight. I'm trying to tell y'all. Um, and as I keep stressing, and I never will stop stressing, and I can't stress enough that it's not always about the spells. It's not about getting rich, or that whatever it is that you want. Our main jobs is to take care of this earth and everything that lives in it and on it. And we are its keepers. And in turn, she keeps us. You need to get that through your head first and foremost. To me, that's the most important part of being a witch. So, hi, Aiden. If I suddenly fly when I get on a broom, does that make me a witch? No. That makes me wonder what kind of motor you got in that broom. And I have people actually ask me about stuff like that. Can you really fly on a broom? And I don't know, as I've said before, I don't know if they're just being facetious or if they really think that we do that. First of all, it's not possible. Unless you take the flying ointment, then you're going to think you are. But the broom is a symbol. It's a symbol, you know. Um, it's just a symbol. I knew a witch one time in Texas that would use her broom as a wand. Yeah, I get that. Or they saying that I put a spell. Oh yeah. That's kind of weird because I was actually I was sitting here earlier. I'm so tired, guys. I just am. Um, I thought, well, I'm going to go in there and lay in the bed and I'm going to put in Hocus Pocus. That's one of them shows I swear I could just watch over and over, and I don't think I'd ever get tired of it. Seriously. I love that show, and Bette Midler just cracks me the hell up in it. I mean, that she's just so cool in there, and the way they've got her teeth out there. I just love that show. But I was thinking that, and that song's in there is why I brought that up. But yeah, I have people asking me all kinds of weird questions. And like I said, I don't know if they're just being smart asses or if they really think that we do stuff like this. I don't know. And I'm a very witch, each witch has her own little kicks. They like to uh, things they like to collect. Your crystals, wands, whatever. I'm a broom. I'm a broom witch. I like brooms. Um, just the symbolism of them, you sweep it away, sweep it away. Even whenever I'm upset, like if I'm at work or something and I get upset, even though I don't physically have my broom in my hand, I'll just say, sweep it away, sweep it away. Yeah, I really do that. Can you imagine the other nurses around me going, what is she saying? Sweep it away? How funny, huh? Sweep out the negativity. But I will tell y'all one thing. I'm about ready for a trip. And no, I ain't talking about the flying ointment and my broom. I need to go somewhere. I've been in this house too long and I'm tired of cleaning. All I do is clean, cook, and I made like 2 cases of candles. Ran out of my stickers that I stick my wicks on to put down in the jars. Because that way my customers can just, take the wick out of there when the candle's burnt down, and when they clean the jar up, they have a perfectly good jar to use for whatever. I barely even sweep my room. How have you been? I'm okay, Aiden. I've been really tired lately. I'm having I've been having a few issues with my stomach too. I think my ulcers are back. I mean, it's not so bad to not because I finally got my medicine, but there for about 5 days, man, it didn't feel good. How have you been? You been okay? Got cat hair or something in my eyeball. And I swear one of these days I'm gonna come back on here with my hair down and my makeup on, but it ain't today. In my red-headed ass. Well, as I said, I don't see any point in putting on makeup to sit around the house and clean, so I just don't waste it. It's too expensive to waste, especially the stuff I wear. But yeah, I haven't been doing anything, you guys, honestly, but cooking and cleaning and sitting. And this is why I have put on so much weight. I just cannot believe it. I mean, I usually put a little weight on during the winter time, but not like this. It's really bad this year. So when y'all see me later on and I'm back skinny again, no, I don't do crack or crank or whatever they call it. I just get that way during the winter time, but I haven't ever gotten this big. Not being able to go anywhere. I've been bored out of my skull. I can't wait for my weekend to start later today. I've got to paint, go hiking, play my guitar, just something different. Yeah, I finally got around to getting started on chicken feet. Oh, you did? Awesome. Yeah, I know, Aiden. I asked my son today if he'd walk with me. Number one, it's good for my heart. Number two, it helped get rid of this weight. And number three, get me out of the house and get fresh air, for a little while. Not that I can't walk by myself, but around in my neighborhood, for some reason, we have a lot of loose dogs. And I don't know if they're friendly or not. I haven't seen any um, in the last several days, but I have seen them out there. Well, Lady Blind Wolf, are you gonna sell them chicken feet? Or I mean, was you just making you some? Something in my eyeball. I can't read it. I see this big old clump in the middle of it. All the kids are thoroughly grossed out. I bet they are. It was funny, completely hilarious. Went into the Hispanic grocery store to get them. Oh, I can't stop laughing. Yeah, I've seen them, and they came in the really big packages. And there's a lot of them in there. All I could think about, of course, you know me, them poor chickens. Well, let me see how they turn out first. Oh, is this your first time making them? Okay. I'll give you a very, very good hint, or not a hint, but some advice right off the bat. Make sure they're dry, extremely dry. Do you have a dehydrator? My first set turns out okay. Don't worry, I'll just send you up there. Well, okay. I mean, you don't have to. If you can sell them and make money, go for it. I mean, not that I wouldn't mind having some. I don't. That's one thing I don't have is any chicken feet. So we go to the Mexican grocery store. I forget the Spanish word for foot. My daughter has to inform the guy she doesn't speak Spanish. How funny. That's funny. And I'll tell him in Spanish I don't speak much. Well, I don't know if I ever told you, but I've got a brother and sister that are half Mexican. And I think they've picked up on a little bit, here and there, your basic words, but they don't actually per se speak Spanish. And they're half Mexican. Their dad was full-blooded Mexican. Isn't Hecate's colors red, black, and white? Yeah. Um, some people don't put in the red, some do, but definitely black and white. Or to my experience, my knowledge anyway, that I've always used black and white with her. Um, yeah, just like that. Black and white. Now my witch's ladder I made with her, blessing on it is red, white, and black. Oh, you guys, I'm so sleepy. Mm. Things, that wisdom teeth back here in my jaw. Every time I go to yawn, and I have to open my jaw because it's cutting in back here. Oh, it's painful. Yeah, but most people say, that the witch's colors are red, white, and black, so therefore they'd be Hecate's because she is the queen of the witches. So the head witch. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see those. I'm curious how they'll turn out. I just haven't ever had the want to make any. Well, if I did it, I would paint the hand black, nails red with white. Oh, that sounds pretty. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like they turn out really pretty. Yeah, I'm really curious how those would turn out. They sound like they would be really nice. Okay. There was something else I was going to mention on here that I knew and heard about years and years ago, but um, I've always got my YouTube on, and I watch all kinds of different witches and history channels, stuff um, about witches and olden times. And there was something I knew I should have wrote it down, and I thought, no, I can remember that. Well, guess what? I don't remember that. But it was really interesting info. Um, I just can't think of it right now. I have them in the food dehydrator with some cilantro, and I'm drying some oranges. Oh, okay. So you do have a dehydrator, yeah. I mean, I don't guess you'd have to have one, but they sure make it a lot easier when you're trying to do stuff like that. You stand a lot less chance of things rotting when you have them in a dehydrator as when you're trying to hang it out, to dry or whatever. But yeah, I need to think of me a good project. I'm just not. I'm not a arts and craftsy witch. I'm just not. Um, I like working with herbs, and stuff like that. But honestly, there's been a lot of things in my lifetime that I was interested in, but um, I just never had the chance to do because I was always working. I mean, there's times I had two full-time jobs and a part-time. Seriously, I was never home. So I just didn't have time to do anything like this. Yeah, it was given to me and I never got around to using it until now. Okay, cool. I'm about to. I got a new recipe for. I swear my brain for. Oh crap! What is it? I swear, y'all, my brain. And I write myself all these tiny notes because my brain don't work anymore. It's for Four Thieves vinegar. I got a new recipe for that from another witch. And you can make, the vinegar or the water. I'll probably do the vinegar. Mainly because it lasts longer with vinegar in it. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I got to get to walking or do something, get this fat off of me. I had a friend of mine tell me, well, you need to stop drinking that Dr. Pepper. I'm like, no. Do you want me to go ballistic on people? You want me to have my Dr. Pepper, trust me. What are you doing? Why? For who? Oh, God. Sorry. My kid. Actually, I do have a quick herbal question. I got some shade grass today, and when I tried to Google it, it kept calling it horsetail. I was gonna say I've never heard of that. So if it's telling you that it's also known as horsetail, then that's probably what it is. I can go grab my book. Let me go get my herbal book of my stuff that I wrote, and I'll see. I swear I got my stuff scattered everywhere now that my witchy room is non-existent anymore. My altar room. Okay, let's see what I have here. I feel very lucky to have such giving friends. I just had someone a few days ago buy me a whole bunch. Oh, awesome. I love getting witchy stuff, and I don't care what it is. Seriously. Um, and well, see, I don't even have any other names down here for horsetail lady blindwolf. And usually I always have if it said another name for it, then I have it, but I don't have one for that. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have anywhere in here where it says a different name. Some horse hound today. See, I've never heard of horse hound, or I might have, and I don't use it a lot, and then I've forgotten it. I don't know. I just knocked something off of there, and I can't find it. I don't know what it was. I just hope I can start my witchy business thing. What are you starting, Aiden? I just knocked something off there, but I don't feel like looking for it. What business are you starting? Maybe it's more of a Hispanic witch thing because I got it at the Mexican store. Horse hound? I have to look that up. Never heard of it. I just need something to look forward to. Everything has just been so boring. Oh, I know. I know the feeling, Aiden. I'm bored out of my skull too. If it's not boredom, it's friggin' drama. Speaking of, I did find on Google. I can send it to you. Okay. That'll be fine if you want to. Save me from having to look it up. I had just never heard of it. Well, so Aiden, what business are you talking about? What are you starting up? I mean, I know it's a witchy business, but anything in particular you're going to sell or do, or have I missed something on one of your videos? Business. Oh, tarot reading and psychic impression and spiritual life. Oh, okay. Awesome. The shade grass and horsehound. I also got some lemongrass and a chamomile sage stick. Yeah. It's funny that you say lemongrass because that's one herb I don't have. Well, there's billions of them. There's a lot of them I don't have, but in this new recipe that I have for Four Thieves vinegar, it calls for lemongrass, and I don't have any. So I went online today and ordered me some. Because we don't have any stores around here that I can just go buy stuff like that. I have to order it. So, very good. Oh, it's mainly going to consist of mediumship. Is the approach I think I'm going for, but it may change with time. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I know horsetail, but she's saying it's horsehound is the herb she's talking about. And I had never heard of horsehound. Yeah, horsetail's a good herb. Well, they're all good herbs, but yeah, I go on that oh, what's the name of that site? Uh, I can't think of it right now. I'm tired too, guys, so y'all know my brain's not good anymore anyway. And we don't that I know of, Lady Blind Wolf. Not that I know of anyway. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, let's see. Where am I at? Oklahoma is nothing but ranches and farmland. I would know. I've been there. Oh, yeah, you are correct. It's to use and protection against witchcraft, basically against other witches. Oh, yeah. Walmart is probably their main source for most goods. Look it back up again. I'll send it to you. Yeah, okay. I mean, I like to learn all the herbs. I know I'll probably never will. There's so many. And some of them are called different things and, in different cultures and societies, countries. That's why, which one is that? I had such a hard time with, I can't think right now. But there's one that, I mean, it had so many other names that it's called that I just, I was like, no, I ain't going to learn all them. But I'm starting to get a headache, you guys. I thought we was going to get some of that weather the other night, but it started out building as it went over us. And then it got worse as it hit the city and on to the east of me. It's about that time of year. NATO season. But yeah, it's getting warmer and nicer. And of course, today it is. And then next week it's going to be in the mid 50s all week. And that's the kind of crap that makes people sick, man. Cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. Hey, Aiden, Tiptoe Chick, is her video still up? I know they were about a year ago because I went back and watched her again just for old time's sake. I didn't know if they'd been, taken down or not. She was sure a sweet person. It's a shame. But yeah, I gotta get some lemongrass so I can make my Four Thieves vinegar. I thought I had some Four Thieves oil in there, but I think it was, if it's what I'm thinking it is, it was Lady Grave Dancer's recipe that I used. I don't know. I know I used a couple of hers in there, but I don't remember exactly which ones they are. Hi, Nikita. Today and telling my friend about you. I used to watch you when I was going. Oh, well, I hope it's gotten better for you, Nikita. I hope I helped in some way. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, her family never got access to her account because they don't have password, but her YouTube. Oh, okay. No, Lady Blonde Wolf, you didn't screw up. That's what you said was whorehound. Oh, isn't it what you said? Oh, you said horsehound. Okay. Whorehound? Wow. Really? It's called whorehound? Well, at least it's not spelt that way, huh? Yeah, I've never heard of it. Or I may have heard of it at some point and it just went in and out, you know. Her sister said if she ever gets access to the channel, she wants to release all her old videos. Oh, okay, good. So, I mean, they didn't have anything against her doing what she did then. That's good. Yeah, Nikita, it's good to have you here. Glad to see you again. I made a mistake. I thought it was horse hand. It's called horse hand. Lady Blind Wolf, you crack me up. Oh, I don't know what I'd do without my witches. Yeah, I've still never heard of it. Never heard of it. You'll get it right eventually, won't you? Don't crack me up, make me grin, and make my ball hurt. That's funny. There's so many herbs, though. There are so many. And then, like I said, some of them are called, you know, they have other names too. And like snake root, try researching that because I honestly knew of two snake roots. One's poisonous and one isn't. The black snake root is poisonous, but then they'll start saying this and this and that and leading you to all these other herbs that are they're called this and that, and it's just really confusing. Because evidently they have different names too. I don't know. But yeah, I like my herbs. Um and I have a lot of them in there. I think I have to have every one of them. I'm like, oh, I don't have that one. I don't think I could have a big enough apothecary cabinet, to hold them all. I'd have to get me a warehouse. There's so many. And then, all the flowers per se are plants, just plants. My dandelions are starting to pop up here in my yard. And for the first 2 years I was here, there were not. But maybe, a couple of dandelions growing here and there throughout my yard. For the last, each year they get more and more. Does that make sense? I don't know if it's because a witch lives here or what's going on with it. But I mean, last year at springtime, if it does it again, I'm going to take a picture and show y'all because my whole yard looked like yellow carpet out there. They were so pretty. I didn't even want to mow them down. But I went out there and picked a bunch of them, like 2 sacks full. I was going to make dandelion tea, actually. And I think my next little excursion or what do you want to call it? My next experiment or endeavor I'm going to start trying to make the creams or the ointments, I haven't ever done those. What do you suggest I do if I think another witch has worked against me? Whoa. And how do I check for sure that I'm not just making something up in my head? Well, first of all, I'd go to my god or goddess if you have one. Do you have one? I'd go to them and ask them to reveal to you what's up, and they will. There used to be, I used to know one. It's see if I can remember it. The bad thing about that though, it's really hard. You have two. Well, I'd start by petitioning them and seeing if they can reveal to you. Um, I don't know why any witch would put anything on you though. You just seem like such a sweetheart to me. You know what I'm saying? But um, and they better not let me find out about it. You get mama witch on them. Some witches would rather I shut up and leave the platform. Oh, well, tisk tisk. It's an open platform. It's free damn country. If they don't like what you do and say, they don't have to watch you. Same as I say about my channel. You don't want to watch me, don't watch me. It's not the end of my world. Witches can be kind of catty towards each other, though. I know that they can. They can get kind of tacky to one another, which I don't see the point in that, but it's just the way it is. I had crossed where you take a bowl of water and set those wooden matches in it that you get at the dollar store. And if the matches form in certain positions, it'll tell you whether or not you're cursed. Huh. Never heard of that either. Yeah, I feel like certain witches are trying to use magic to chase me off the platform. It's very petty. Well, that just don't make no sense. It's not like the platform ain't big enough for everybody, And that's what really ticks me off about the witch community nowadays. Well, and used to, we weren't all on social media putting our faces out there. But the witches, them of all people, should know and remember what it feels like to be ridiculed and persecuted and talked shit on. So why would they want to do that to each other? Why would we want to do that to each other? Okay. And don't get me on the Emily Stevenson kick. I don't even know who that is. Who is that? Or do I even want to know? Yeah, we're supposed to be the epitome of understanding and open-mindedness and tolerance. Most of us, in all honesty, don't even throw a hex at someone unless we just feel that it's absolutely necessary. I mean, now there are witches out there that do this sort of thing for a living. To them, it's just a job. Um, I'm just not one of those witches. Well, they definitely have a reason to not like me because basically everyone took my side when it came to a certain video, in my opinion. That's all I can say from here. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what the full scale of it is, but oh, well, so then that's why they're not too happy with you, huh? I enjoy coming on here and speaking with you guys. I really do. I like putting, my knowledge out there. Um, yeah, I think it's my job as an older witch to do so. And I enjoy talking and being with the other witches. But if it starts getting to the point to where, it's just, well, I'm just not going to be childish. You know what I'm saying? Funny you should say that because, to be honest, I don't see a lot of witches doing much in the way of YouTube lately. I haven't either. I mean, they're still on there, but they're not doing many videos. Of course, this is the first one I've done in a while, but like I said, I'm not sure if they actually have done anything to me or not. But my life has been kind of sucky lately. Well, I think everybody's has been though. And as a witch, you should know you need your protections up at all times, especially against other witches, in case this sort of thing happens. Mister, get them protections up. I need to go. I guess I can go get my book of shadows and kind of be glancing through it. There's a mirror spell, I believe. And you don't even have to know. I did a video on this, come to think about it. But you don't even have to know who put the spell on you. This certain mirror spell that you do, it sends it back to them. Oh, and you did it. You showed the crystal shop on video. Blue lace agate skull they have for. Woo! Damn. I sure don't have that kind of money to spend on a rock. I'm not saying if I didn't have it, I wouldn't though, because I probably would. I've got a selenite lamp in there that's probably worth $1,500, $2,000, but it was given to me. But as well as I do, people do their damn to sneak out of a return to sender spell. Well, they might, but if it reveals to you who put it on you, then you know who to watch out for. I just think it's really stupid when witches throw shit at each other. I mean, now if you get a more experienced witch, um, she's probably going to do some damage, but those of us that are old enough and in the craft long enough, we know why do it. Now, if it was something horrible that they done, and I knew for a fact, then I would probably deal with it. But just petty little crap, I don't have time for that. I just don't. Yeah, that's similar to the one I've got. Explain all the person that curses. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was telling him. You can do that, and you don't even have to know the name. You can just say to the person, I have it. I'll just go get it somewhere. If you have a witchy shop near you, they have those reverse candles, or just get a black candle and a red. Yeah. Well, I don't have any witchy shops around here, but yeah, I've seen those reversal candles. Let me go get my book and see what I have. I'll just have to keep talking to y'all while I look. My pants are about to fall down. Uh, oh, just keep talking to y'all while I look through it because I don't have stuff marked in here. I need to go through here and better organize it, but I'm one of those that when I'm thinking of something, I write it down real fast and then I just put it in here so I don't forget. And so everything's just not organized, which is really not at all like me. Oh. We were supposed to go make it to in Kokomo, Indiana. Didn't make it. I wish we had one around here. If we do, I don't know nothing about it. Holy crap! Those kids spent like $100 on Crystal. See, uh, I would just have to be so careful because I'm just stupid when it comes to stuff like witchy stuff. Yeah, I have to go in there and buy everything. Ah, okay. Here's one I wrote myself. Um, Aiden. But I mean, I'm not going to read it here. I'll share it with you, and I'll put it on. I'll write it to you on your. I'll message it to you. And it's just a really quick. You can tell I wrote it like in 1 minute. Just it came to me, and I wrote it right down, and then yeah. You may not have some of these herbs though. Actually, there's only two herbs. Um, do you have sage oil? Yeah, I just want to triple make sure that I'm sending energy in the right direction. Well, with this one, it just says to the sender of the curse. If there isn't a curse, then it's just going to be dormant. It's not going to hurt anyone or anything. It'll just fly on back, and dissipate. But if there is, then it will find them. Yeah. The only oil I have is olive oil and dragon's blood. Okay, well, do you have sage? Period. Well, I make my own sage oil, but I wish I'd known that. I would have sent you some. Because I have a whole big jar of it in there that I made, and it really needs to be used up or something before. I mean, because after a while, them oils will mold. They'll mildew. I mean, they're just no good after a certain amount of time. Well, I guess that would be okay. But the thing is, I put I usually, whenever I have an oil involved, I usually put it on the candle that I'm burning, and then I'll dribble my herbs along the candle, and then I'll burn it. That in the mirror one though. Yeah, it is. You can use the mirror. You can set it on top of the mirror. Now there is one that you can buy. Um, now let's enchant my mirror. Oh, and here's one too. I have returning a curse. I have a couple of them that I wrote. And I'll tell you, most people have paprika in their house. Um, it's really good to use in returning a curse or putting in a protection spell because it deflects. It knocks stuff away. It's kind of like the posts. In a basketball game, they stand beside the basket and knock. Keep the balls away from the basket. Fennel does the same thing. If you have any fennel, and of course, mugwort's a wonderful herb. To me, it's a universal. You can use that for anything. I don't think I'm cursed. I think it's just a hex. A hex and a curse is the same thing. Some people think those are different. To me, they're the same. It's just worded different. Now, if there was a difference, um, it would only be the length of said hex or curse. Cascarilla powder is really good. Yeah, that's really good. It just seems like everything was going so smooth in my life, and now everything has stopped, and I can't help but think something painful is involved. Well, Aiden, too, you may be evolving. Seriously, sometimes on the path, it will seem like that. Everything's going great. It seems like all your spells turn out right and come true, and everything's going really smooth. And then all of a sudden, it's like somebody slams on the brakes, and then you start to elevate to another level. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If there is a difference between them, it's the term of the uh, baneful magic. I mean, a hex, you can just say, okay, I want them to get sick and they're going to miss a paycheck. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Now, a curse, it usually takes another witch or something of that nature to remove it. And you always just make up a reversal candle. Yeah. And that's one good thing, that the mirror, that's what I was looking for in there. They've got those, and they're so pretty. I hate to just use them and waste them for stuff like that, but they've got those little boxes that are mirrors. You know, the whole inside of it, all sides, at the bottom and the top. When you close the box, it's just all mirrors. You could even use foil. Did you know that? You can just take foil and use that. Seriously, it's reflective, um, and you don't have to know who did it. Um, Fate herself will seek them out. But as you said, if it's an experienced witch, then she already knows, even before she starts the spell, that she's going to be incognito. Yeah, glitter, anything reflective, because that's what you're doing, is reflecting it back to them. I can try to get you one, Aiden. See if it'll come through. You want me to do a reading for you and see what's up? Oh, I did something to my foot. Oh my God. Here, let me go get my cards. Hold in here. Where are my cards? Where are my cards? Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I get to use my new peg and cat deck. See, I'm just not one of those witches that collect all the tarot. I'd like to get a Rider-Waite deck. And then I have my witch's tarot, and that's all I need. I need to get a new witch's tarot though. I bent one of them, and it just don't look right now. So, all right, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so first I get the Two of Swords. Um, have you here lately met someone that you were discussing, like feeling like you were getting kind of close to, enough to tell them something private, and you haven't known this person very long? Are you there? Aiden, where'd you go? All I can think of now. Okay. Well, the Two of Swords, and coming from what I asked, to me, this is showing that you are under protection mode. And the blindfold tells me too that, yeah, you don't know what's going on, but you're protecting yourself, but you don't know from what. Okay. So now we're going to see if we can find what might be coming at you, if anything. You know, it could be you're just growing. Um, Ooh, that one just flopped out at me. Well, got the Nine of Pentacles. Did you get Pentacles too, Lady Bone Wolf? The Emperor. Yeah. And see, the Emperor and this one here, the Two of Swords, could be stating the same thing, because they this one right here is thinking in her head, okay, I'm ready for anything. I don't know how to react though, because she doesn't know what's coming at her, but she's armed and prepared, which would be like the Empress would do, you know. And then of course I got the Nine of Pentacles, and you got the Two. No, I didn't get the Empress. I got the Two of Swords. This right here is basically saying he's fighting with something and he just don't know what it is yet. I have a feeling it has something to do with money though, Aiden. Does somebody think you're making more money than them, or um, uh, I'm not sure quite how to read that. Yeah, maybe something like that. Um, don't get mad at me for asking this, Aiden, please. You know I love you, but it's the cards, and I have to ask. Um, you haven't stepped on anybody's toes, have you? Like financial wise, um, maybe somebody at work, anything to do with your finances. You're absolutely horrible with your money. Well, this right here, this card is telling me that I think what's going on with you has something to do with money, because uh and it's odd though that me and Lady Blonde both got the Pentacles. Of course, mine's the 9 and hers was the 2. Is somebody mad? Did you get a raise at work? Does somebody know or think you're making more money than them? Actually, I screwed up. It was the Hierophant. Not the 2 of Pentacles. I saw the Pentacle thing on here and thought this was a 2, and it's okay. I was gonna say I got the 9 and you got the 2. That's quite a big difference in the Pentacle there. Well, let's see what this third one says. Wow. But there's that. The only thing I can possibly think of, my roommate is a little envious of the fact I make 3 times what she makes. Is somebody trying to borrow money from you, get money from you? I'm telling you, it's got something to do with money. Okay. Or have you bought something? Have you bought something for somebody here lately that was a little bit expensive? You said your roommate is a female. That would explain the Empress card I got. I'm sorry, but it was a sheriff, and I just got the stuff the other day, and I haven't used it. No, I didn't get to Pentacles. It was a Hierophant. Okay. Thought there was a number 2 at the bottom, and I finally found my glass, and it's a V, meaning. Okay. Okay. Well, I also got the 8 of Wands. It's my next card. That's your third card. Movement. 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 I owe my dad a little amount of money, but outside of that, I don't know anything. I was given a gift recently, and I plan on passing on that energy you've given me. Like crap, because of my mistake, I went to shuffle the deck against to get you another card, and that Four of Pentacles flew. Well, your third card with me is the Eight of Wands. There's the Wands. Yeah, I can't figure this out. This is weird. These are pretty odd cards to have together. Um, I just feel like there's something going on with money, or will be. Um, that's really weird. So movement without a purpose, what I'm getting from cards. Yeah. Um, and especially the way these wands are pointing, you know. Look, I mean, they're pointing out to a vast wilderness. Why do I get the feeling that your computer crashing may have something to do with this? I mean, it very well could. That could be where. Because come to think of it, I remember him talking the other day, saying that he was going to have to get him a new setup, new computer, which could be where the money thing comes in. And the movement means, now that he's got all that together, he can move forward, because he's just was saying that he is going to start up this new little business online. Could be what this means. Money, business, and protecting yourself. Pretty much what we've been talking about most of the night. It's pretty strange. It took me a minute to figure out this Nine of Pentacles, man. It popped right out there. Protecting money, doing something with money, some sort of wealth. And the Pentacles don't always stand for materialistic, like spending money. It's any kind of wealth. Why would you think you were using the Witch's Tarot? I'm using Peg and Cat. Why would I think I'm using the Witch's Tarot? No, I'm using the Witch's Tarot. In other words, it may not even be a hex. It's just, yes. I think, and I thought that the minute you told me. My intuition just told me that it's not anything you've done or anybody trying to get back at you or anything like that. It's just change. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but you have a stuck up individual around you who kind of feels a little self-entitled. Virgin May. Yeah, I mean, he may have somebody around him that's feeling a little jealous for whatever reason. That's kind of what I from the card I got with the pentacles and the protection, with him holding up the sword to protect him, kind of closed off and protective there. Could very well be somebody around you. Damn it, I always do that. Is feeling left out, or and I'll tell you what. Usually, if you have a roommate, unfortunately, that roommate knows more about you than they probably need to, whether you mean to them or for them or not to know. And that's one reason I don't have roommates anymore. They're too nosy in your business, and um, it just never turns out good for me. So, before you put your cards away, can I ask you a question about them? Yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to get them where they're all on this. I always screw up and get them all flipped over backwards and stuff. What are you wanting a reading, Lady Blind Wolf? Or you just wanting to ask one question, or what do you want, sweetie? Ask away, my dear. That the readings would flow a lot better since the cards we're using. I don't understand what you're saying. That the readings would flow a lot better since the cards we're using. Okay, well, I just like using, I guess that's why I like so many tarot decks. I like using one, I get used to it. It gets used to me, and I stick with it. Do you want to do a reading for me, Lady Blind Wolf? Just for the fun of it? Madame. I mean, you can if you want to. We're just playing around here. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm surprised I could even decipher any of that as tired as I am. Seriously. Am I the only one that keeps a crystal in my tarot pouch? About JCB. Okay. Okay. Okay, so are you wanting to know what type of person this person is? Anything specific? Or just in general about them? No, we'll see what it says. I'll just do general. The witch's tarot and the cat typically being a witch is familiar. Oh, yeah. Okay, JCB. Okay. Okay, I get the King of Swords. Seems like right off the bat that this person is very highly skilled at I won't say manipulating. That's not the word I'm looking for. They're used to being in charge. Oh, okay. All right, I'll wait. Well, the first card I got, it's just, it's the King of Swords. So this person seems like they're very tender-hearted, but stern. That's the first card I get on them. And could even usually, let their emotions get the best of them in the way of judgment. But they're fair. I'll just go ahead and draw the other two while my brain's in that mode, and we'll talk about it when you get in there. Oh. Oh, yeah. God, I've been on here almost 2 hours. It looks pretty good here. I got the King of Swords, which I already told you about. I don't know who this person is, that male, female, relationship with you or what, but I got the Lovers card. So if this is somebody that you know or that's come into your life or trying to get with you, as they say nowadays, it looks pretty good through the cards anyway. Because guess what the third one was? The Ten of Pentacles. And once again, this doesn't mean necessarily abundant in money wealth, but y'all would be extremely happy, or whoever this person is wanting to be involved with. Well, if it's somebody that you're interested in, um, go for it. He's an honest, righteous man. I mean, sometimes he's a little too mushy, a little too headstrong in his feelings. At times he'll try to push too hard. He's not meaning to or meaning it in a bad way. It's just how he is. It's just his personality. Um, but there would be a relationship there, and it looks promising, emotionally, financially. I mean, I'm not, this never assures anyone that they're going to be rich per se, but having enough to live by, and having a happy, healthy, a wealth in your mind and in your soul and in your heart. So if it's somebody that you're interested in having a relationship with, go for it. Or whoever you're asking about. I mean, if it's them that you're wanting the reading for, then whoever they're, um, it's just a really good reading. Oh, well, there you go. Florida's beautiful, warm. You'd have a good relationship, a good man. I mean, everything's pointing. I even feel good about it. Sometimes if I get a reading like that, I'll be something in the back of my head's going, wait a minute, relook at them. Look harder at the cards because I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? But with that, it just flowed really easily. I mean, I there was no doubt, and I don't have any speculation about it. So you got the Strength card, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Oh boy. You're a very abundant and strong person who doesn't take any BS, but here lately you've been feeling like you're left out of the call. Yeah, there are some new beginnings with communication. Interesting that the crown is balanced on top of the sword in the deck. Awesome. So I'm just kind of letting somebody else take the reins right now until I get back in my right mind, huh? There's some abundance coming in because with this deck, there's flowers coming off the crown. Awesome. I could use it. Hell, I'd settle just for a little bit of good news and peace. I don't ask for much. Trust me. I'll send you a pic of your cards here. Okay. Or, I mean, you don't have to. I'll trust that that's what they are. But I would like to see your deck. I don't think I've ever seen that deck. I may have when I was looking through them and the Witch's Tarot just jumped out at me. So I got it. Well, good. That gives me a little bit of hope because I sure have been feeling crappy lately, inside and out. I just, bleh. Everything's just blah, you know? Yeah. And I know that. That's weird that you said that because I just talked to her tonight, sitting right here before I got on here. And I was like, I'm so sorry that I have not been to my altar. But I honestly, anymore, do not have any privacy. Seriously, there's people in and out of my friggin' house all the time now. She has 2 messages for me. Oh boy. Mama's mad at me. Well, it's 3 o'clock. I bet you could draw 2 cards and she'd tell you what they are. That's fine. Draw 2 of them and see what they say. I would do it myself, but it's really hard to read for yourself because people tend to read more into or leave out things, because they're reading for themselves. But I'll throw down 2 and you throw down 2 and let's see what she says. I'm like a little girl getting called in the principal's office. I don't know if she's mad at me or if she's telling me, stop letting people do this to you. You are my daughter, which is what I feel like she's saying. I feel honestly that's what she's saying before we even draw the cards. She does. What'd you get?
I wonder show. Crush me here. Is it live?
Yeah. They just seen you come through here. Yeah. I would, but I put my cigarette out to get the cards for you, and I'm back in here. Okay. Feel in the bathroom to smoke. I can't go outside. Oh, okay. Well, I'll draw 2 of mine and see. Just out of curiosity. There's 1. Oh, and how ironic. What are you after now, munch boy? Oh, you're gonna eat us out of house and home.
I didn't put this in.
You want me to make that soup for you?
No. Okay, let's do that.
My kid. Okay, look what I got. I got the world. We all know what that means. Do anything I want. I just have to put my mind to it. And I got the Wheel of the Year. Now, are those not 2 cards Hecate would give you? You got the King of Cups and the 3 of Swords. Well, these are what I got. Things are changing. I just have to I think what she's trying to tell me is I just have to make up my mind. Yeah. And I've kind of known that all along. I just avoid making decisions here lately because You know, I haven't really been in the best frame of mind. And I don't like making decisions when I'm like that, the King of Cups, and yeah. So I've been just kind of biding my time. And you know what's ironic is when we're going through shit in our lives, we really know what to do about it, don't we? If you think about it, the right answer comes across our minds. Now, whether we act on it or push it back to the back of our mind is a whole different story. But we usually know, um, human beings just simply, and you don't even have to be a witch. Um, Human beings just pretty much know instinctively what they should and shouldn't do. What, when things are going bad, um, they flew out. Yeah. Well, yeah. I know what she's telling me. She's saying, get off your ass, quit being depressed, put some makeup on, go run around the block, or do whatever you need to do, make yourself feel better. Of course, I know Mama. That's what she would say. And once again, it's becoming springtime, so it's going to be a lot easier for me to do that. You need to channel that inner masculine energy when it comes to your emotions because you've been hurt. Yeah. And the problem with that is once I make up my mind, it's made up. There's no turning back. It's just getting from point A to point B. Making sure I am such a organization freak and I don't want to mess up or make the wrong decision that it takes me forever to make a move. It's like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But when you've been making decisions, they've been based on emotion. Well, and sometimes the emotion itself will lead you to another thought process. Like for instance, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example. Um, all right, just right off the top of my head. Per se, you're at a job that you absolutely do not like, you dread going to every day, um, and you have for a long time, and you want to quit it, um, but you need another one. Uh, and then all of a sudden, on your next paycheck, you get this bonus because for whatever reason, either you got employee of the month or um, maybe if you're a salesman, then you got a huge bonus check or a huge bonus on your check because of commission, something like that. And that act alone will keep you where you're at just simply because you think in your mind, there's still hope. Maybe this job isn't as bad as I think it is. Um, and then a month, 2 months, 3 months, pass, and you're right back in that same old yucky rut. You had to stay there for a while. Your emotions were lifted, thinking, okay, it is worth what I'm doing, and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself right back down in the same old crap, and wish you had have left. Me personally, I like to use 3 different decks for 3 card pulls because I need more. Yeah. Well, when I do that, I'll do a 5-card draw. A lot of times, if I can't clarify in 3, then I'll do 5. It's easier for me, 3 different decks, 3 different cards for past, present. Yeah. For me, the story unfolds a lot better, so I'm really not all that great in just pulling out 3 cards from one deck. It just gives me a chance to get better at it. Right, right. And it's all about how you read the cards. Some witches don't even go by the books. They just read intuitively. Whatever that card tells them comes out. Well, like that 3-card pull that you had me do, 2 of the cards included flowers. Right. Exactly what she's saying. You've made up your mind. It's made up. That's where the King of Cups comes in. Yep. And I get to that point. I get to that point to where I'm like, okay, right now you're gonna have to throw out all the emotions, um, forget what you want, forget everything, and start from the bottom and analyze this shit. You know, what is the best thing for everyone involved, and most of all, you, because I am the most important one. Without me, I really have no one. You see what I'm saying? So some people might call it selfish. Um, that's one thing I can honestly say that I am not, is a selfish person. But when it comes to having to pretty much fight my way out of a corner, yeah, I'm going to think about me, and I'm going to get out of that corner one way or the other. So, and I try to hurt as few people in the process as possible, and I need to stop thinking that way too. You know, and it depends on the people around me. If they've hurt me, I don't even know why I would care if I hurt them. You see what I'm saying? But I do, because I'm not going to let what someone else has done to me dictate or affect me for the rest of my life, or how I make decisions, nor judge everybody else on their manner of action. That's just not right. So I try to stay calm and think of what to do, and try to make the right decision. And you never know if it's the right decision until you've made it and it's in route, until it's up in the air in the universe and it's taken place. And then you can't take it back. So I just try to be really careful, but I overanalyze. That's one of my biggest issues, and it's with anything. Anything I do in my life, I overanalyze. It doesn't matter what it is. Even the most petty things, I drive myself flipping insane sometimes just trying to get dressed. So what happens? I just don't get dressed at all. I run around in my house clothes and I don't put makeup on because I don't want to deal with it. I swear I'm that way. I've always been that way. It's either all or nothing with me. I can't seem to find that middle ground to where things ain't perfect, but they're damn sure not bad either. You know what I'm saying? I just, yeah, I think I've been having a light bulb moment with the whole intuitive reading thing lately. Yeah, I've always read that way. Now, when I first started reading the tarot, of course, you have to learn what the symbols mean, what they stand for. Like uh, the cups are emotion, and the wands are well, you know what I'm saying. I can't even think of them right now. I'm telling you, I'm getting really tired. I like to do is kind of use a deck that matches a person's energy. Yeah. Usually, but that pagan deck was just right there by me. Yeah. Yeah, and usually I don't have an issue with my witch's tarot. Like I said, I would like the Rider Waite edition. I'd really like to have a deck of those. I just can't spend the money on stuff like that right now. I normally pick a deck that's different for Aiden than what I would for you. Yeah. And see, I don't do that. I just read from the same deck. I got bitched at for not knowing all the meaning perfectly, so I'm gonna go through some training before I start reading professionally again. Well, I don't know who'd bitch at you. I mean, people need to stop bitching at you. Yeah, there are certain, but I mean, and then you look at the other tarot, a lot of them don't have per se cups, wands, swords, and coins. Their symbols are completely different. You know, of course they still have the same emotions involved, you know, the same things, but they're different. Like I can't even think right now. There's several of them. There's several different decks. A lot of decks. Like something else will stand for the coins and emotions and movement and blah blah blah. Like I would use any kind of witches or cat decks that I have with Aiden. I would probably use Santa Muerte or Ghost Tarot. Yeah. Well, first of all, that's kind of stupid because different decks, the artist is trying to get through a different message. I have to use the books because of my vision. Yeah, yeah. Personally, I hate those little law books. Yeah, I can't read them myself, much less you. There ain't no more.
But I ain't talked up about that water yet.
Like my best long tail, yeah, I'd have to get the book out for that because that's my favorite shoe. Yeah. That doesn't, and I believe my wild book is different too. Yeah, see that I just don't use any of the other ones. I have my witch's tarot and that's it. You know, so learning to do is not burn bridges with so many people. I get upset and go to jail 100. Yeah, I know, Aiden. I'm bad about that too. I just all of a sudden blow up and then you know how it goes from there.
I'm about to pop that popcorn.
Well, potty no, we have popcorn.
Mm-hmm. That spicy popcorn. Dan's. I'm not, I can't even swear to it. I'm pretty sure he offered it, but I don't remember. So
Isn't there two of them?
there was, he ate one.
It's hot though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot. I don't know where it's at. Oh, that's a ghost pepper, isn't it?
Oh, I'm scared.
It should be.
Ghost peppers ain't no joke.
No, that shit's hot.
Fuck it.
I'm sorry, it is.
I want to see what it's like. It might be unbearable. The only time I've ever even stuck my tongue to a ghost pepper. Oh, I'm scared. See? So hot I'm hot potato in it. Okay, I'm gonna try that. My hands are burning just from the grease.
My son's about to eat ghost pepper popcorn, so he's flipping out.
Yeah. I'm scared.
But anyway, guys, I've been on here over 2 hours, so almost 2.5 hours. So I guess I'll go. But y'all know that y'all can message me anytime you want. Just because I'm not on here, you know, don't mean you can't talk to me. Or ask me a question, or if you need advice or just to talk, you know, message me. I'm usually on my computer. Oh, it hurts so bad when I yawn. So, I love you guys, and I thank y'all for being on here with me. And I'll try to come on here again tomorrow night. Okay? Love you guys. Blessed be.